Hello Pisces, this is going to be your Pisces Sun, Moon, and Rising reading for June 2024. This is a general reading and messages will not resonate with everyone. So please check back to your Moon and Rising sign video. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can now find my reading packages in the About Box section of my channel. However, I have just noticed that the About Box section has moved. If you're on desktop or even on your handheld device, go to my channel, find where you see my custom link. It will say at the cards, or the cards at Hidden Lotus, the cards Hidden Lotus Tarot. Underneath there, you should see my name. And there's an arrow next to my name. Click the arrow, and the About box will show up, will reveal itself to you. I can't get the camera to come back into focus. Let me see. Hang on. That's it. No. Okay. When the About box appears, you will find listed my reading packages to include the number of minutes, the number of questions, the price, and the delivery method. Simply email me at Hidden Lotus Tarot, or what you see up here on the screen, and say to me, for instance, Tara, I would like a 45-minute reading, my most popular, by the way. And what I will do is respond back to you with a payment link and booking instructions. My turnaround time is, for producing these readings, is usually 48 to 72 hours. This is after I receive your payment and you responded back to me with the answers to the booking instructions. I don't believe in making people wait. So I had to write it all down. I'm still having some trouble with my R's. The speech pathologist told me that the R's are the last thing that they teach kids to use. So going from R at the beginning of a word with an H at the beginning of a word sometimes stumps me. And I can honestly say I'm getting better. I don't know if my speech will ever return to close to where it used to be, but I am getting better. So you have to forgive me sometimes when I'm speaking and reading the cards because my mouth just won't function right. So I have with me the Radiant White deck, the La Vida Sibila for clarification, and we will be wrapping the reading up with an angel, a Psychic Oracle Tarot. Let me turn the camera around so we can get started with the reading. I'm gonna do another shuffle and rifle on the deck. People keep telling me that I sound normal, but I don't. I know I don't sound normal. And so I appreciate it being told that, because I've been working awfully hard, but I just don't sound normal to myself. There is my rifle. Now I'm going to cut the deck. I think I'm going to burn another incense while I do, so it won't go out. We have to sweeten the room for the guide to come down and share what they know with us. So I've already cut the cards. This will be a 9-card spread. Here we go. The Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the King of Swords, the King of Cups, the Page of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and the Tower card as an outgoing energy. Well. What is over the whole entire reading, the energy? It is the Lovers. So right off the bat, we know that there is choice involved in this situation. Most people think that the Lovers is about a couple, a husband and wife or a partner. And it can be true. In that case, it means that it is the kind of partnership which you love, honor, and respect everybody, each other. Some people call it the soulmate card, but I always try to warn people that soulmate relationships can be some of the most difficult relationships you see in your life, you have in your life, especially if it's a twin flame situation. Twin flames are never romantic, and on a spiritual level, soulmate unions are not romantic either. They're simply there to try to teach you something about yourself. But to me, it's a 6, which implies that there's love, harmony, and balance. It also implies about trying to marry the feminine and masculine sides of yourself together to form a cohesive being. But it really talks about choice. And you know that once you make a choice, once you make a decision, you decide to make a choice in one direction, the door closes on another direction. So you have to be certain about what you're choosing, because it will have far-reaching consequences as you move forward. Now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 court cards, 2 aces, 2 pentacles, 3 swords, 2 cups, 1 wand, and a major arcana. And I'm not sure what the major arcana is telling me where it's sitting. It's an outgoing energy. Having 5 court cards tells me that there are many people involved in a situation. However, pages and knights only reveal some kind of message is incoming, or that you will receive some kind of message. If it's a page, no matter what page it is, it means it's like a baby message. It's just getting started. But knights always come in to move the situation along. Two aces mean a possible marriage or partnership or commitment. Usually it talks about a wedding. And I think that the most important card here is the Three of Pentacles because of where it sits. So starting at the top row, all pentacles either represent a financial opportunity or a new way of doing something, the material plane. And it means that the opportunity is available to you. It doesn't mean that it will happen. That depends on sometimes chance, sometimes luck, sometimes smarts. But it's clearly a gift to you in the sense that you are being offered something new. But here comes the Knight of Swords. He's galloping in from the future to the past. See how the clouds are all crooked like this? He's not as impulsive as the Knight of Wands, but he can be the bearer of bad news. Okay? Either way, he's coming in at a quick gallop. See how the legs of the horse are stretched out? He's like, hey, wait a minute. This is a Pisces reading. So this could be you, the Queen of Cups, or it could be the King of Cups. Incidentally, cups represent simply how you feel about something, the emotional quotient. And as the Queen of Cups, her profession or her character is such that she can be a mother, she can be a counselor, is someone who's soft and very sensitive to everything, pretty much. It sometimes talks about the person being somewhat psychic if they're tapped into that energy for themselves. Next, I come to the King of Swords. He is usually an Aquarian, but can be any air sign. As a profession, he usually can be found in professions of being a police officer, a soldier, a surgeon, like a surgeon, or oral surgeon, a writer, an editor, a researcher, and usually he is a person who is very clear about what he's doing and what he thinks, and he doesn't mind telling you. Matter of fact, I think the message is coming from him because the suits are the same. In the center, we have the King of Cups. And the King of Cups as a profession is typically found to do with the law. So he a lawyer, a counselor, something like that. Sometimes this is not a person you should tell your secrets to. The King of Cups. He may drink a little too much and talk a little too much. I don't know what else he's telling you. The Page of Wands usually is a message to do with something exciting happening, or a new spiritual adventure, going places, a passion for new things. It even says that a new lover can appear. But to me, it's just saying that something is coming. A message of some sort. It may have to do with work. Who knows? That's what the wands are traditionally viewed as, having to do with your career. But I say the wands just focus on what your passion, your focus, your determination. And then we come to this odd Three of Pentacles. Normally the threes represent either that there are more than 3 people involved. Here we have 5. Or that there can be delays before future successes can be realized. But it talks about commerce, maybe learning new skills, putting your new skills to work, building something for the future. So this can be about selling a house, buying property, the building a cornerstone foundation. So there are two, there's a nun and a priest, and they have come to the craftsman. So it represents all forms of craftsmanship, and they're bringing the plans to him. Now, because he's standing on a bench, elevates him a little, which indicates that he has a bit more experience at these things. So maybe this is talking to a financial advisor. I don't know. But the Ace of Swords is the most powerful ace in the deck of all the aces. And it says you can best believe when it shows up in a reading that something is going to change. It doesn't tell us how it's going to change. We just know that something is going to change. So this could be new ideas coming in, new modes of communication. Just new ideas is what I'm getting. Traditionally, this card symbolizes a marriage, where it will be a traditional marriage proposal because of the ring on the sword. But again, it's an opportunity for you to think something new, to have new ideas. But it also is, or says, that this can be the excessive degree of everything. So fear, because it's sword, it cuts both ways. So fears, anxieties, tension, maybe even arguments. I don't know. Because in essence, I have 3 aces of swords here. The knight holds one. The king holds one. And there is the ace pepper. So finally we come to the Tower card. And this card says something unexpected is going to happen. This could be whether you have to change your ideas or beliefs about something. It's a shakeup. Look at the tower. It's the only man-made structure in the tarot. Sometimes it can represent bad weather, storms and whatnot, floods in the basement. And we have this crown being knocked off the top. That can be like an aha moment or an epiphany. That's what this is what it means. Aha. You know how sometimes you have a knock in your car and it's intermittent. It doesn't happen all the time. And then one day you are driving down the highway to go to work early in the morning and your car breaks down. Unexpectedly. However, it wasn't unexpected because your car was giving you indications that something was wrong. You chose to ignore it. That's the kind of energy of the Tower card. Just out of the clear blue, something happens and you don't understand why it went on. But you, in the back of your mind, you knew that you should have taken your car to the mechanic. Sometimes this can be an emotional outburst because it's the energy of, it's a fiery air sign. It has a combination of Mars and Uranus. Uranus brings the unexpected, Mars brings the fire. So an explosion of emotion. You see the windows are on fire. The people are falling down to the ground. And sometimes this means that something will happen that brings you back down to the ground. The cool thing about Uranus, or the tower, is that once the dirt has cleared, you are free to build on open ground. It doesn't send anymore. And that could be for your beliefs, your values, your thoughts. It can be about anything. Once those things come down, you have something new to build on. So I can't look at these 5 people cards because they are not going to tell me anything. What I can look at is the Ace of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords as it relates to this Tower card. Ace of Pentacles, two aces often tell of a wedding. Next to 3 swords. When the ace, remember, I have 3 swords cards. It may be implying that you have taken on more than you can handle. You are asked to take one step at a time. Sometimes you can just collapse because you've taken on too much. Ace of Swords, the 3 of Pentacles. With the Tower card. Wait a minute, let me back up. With 3 swords cards. It may be an indication that some loss in business or finances is inevitable. Something is going to change for sure. You are asked to be prepared to make relevant and necessary changes. This placement can also indicate a clash of personalities within a working environment or situation that may bring about disagreements and inability to compromise. We have all these people here. The 3 of Pentacles next to the Tower tells you to prepare yourself to make necessary changes to plans. Otherwise, there may be a loss in business or some other negotiation. If this is about a wedding, this could be about overspending. You get the news that what you had planned on actually isn't what it's going to cost. The Ace of Swords. It tells me nothing except when the Ace of Swords appears in a reading, it tells you to make long-term plans at this time. But it can imply there is a focus on a critical and potentially volatile situation or circumstance. You may find yourself in a position of having to take action or make a decision under stressful circumstances. Therefore, it is important that you keep your emotions balanced in order to make the correct decision. The Ace of Swords is a card of great power and force. You may be sure something is about to change and will have far-reaching consequences. It's the same as this. Because it is a double-edged sword, it heralds immense energy, and in one aspect, in another aspect, it indicates conflict prior to resolution. The Ace of Swords. So, let me look at and I don't think that this is the two kings can be about some great honor in business or reward, or that's what it means. But if this is not two different men, it is the same person with two different aspects. He may be feeling, but very logical. He may be steely, but quite compassionate. So it can go either way. So let me pull a card on these three pentacles. I'm telling you, that's a lot of people involved in this situation. And I'm not going to pull a card on the Tower because you just have to think you should wait and see what's going to happen. Never mind, they told me to pull. Lamika, a friend. She can be a sister, a colleague, an acquaintance. Usually it indicates something happening at her house, or she is introducing you to people who can help you. Amore. This is Cupid, but in this case, Cupid is blindfolded, and he represents the ability to be attracted to something suddenly. That's all it means right now. And attraction, you can be falling in love with a house, apartment, a car, whatever. It's a sudden attraction. Remember that he shoots his arrows blindly. Reunion. And this doesn't talk about a romantic reunion, although that can be one of the interpretations. It just talks about a meeting. Perhaps your friend lives in the country. She has a house in the countryside. This is what the card can represent. So it can represent a business meeting, picnics, something like that. So let me pull on the Tower card. Bambino, which also means new conditions. The situation is not yet formed, or everything hasn't coalesced yet. Speranza, which was the second card, talks about hope, and it talks about being assured that you have spiritual protection, and no matter what happens, you will be protected. And conversazione, conversations. So it looks to me as if someone is going to meet at perhaps a friend's house, or just meet them by accident, sort of. And the conditions for this meeting, or what's going to happen, is very new. Yet you can keep hope about it. And the conversations imply that people will be sitting around a table. Maybe this is a brother-in-law. This is a couple. Usually, if it's a husband and wife, they show up like each other, same suit. So maybe he's a brother, a future brother-in-law, or maybe these two are married or partners, and this is a future brother-in-law. But it can also mean that there are more people involved, and I mean that like involved secretly with each other. So the conversation implies that a group of people are sitting around a table enjoying each other's company. They're talking, these are pleasant conversations, they're pleasant interactions. So maybe this isn't bad news after all. It's just unexpected. But we have to take into account the other meanings of the cards as I read them. The Three of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Swords as they relate to the Tower card. So I can't say that it's going to be bad news, but this can't be true for every Pisces in the world that I'm reading for. Oh, so I'm going to pull a Psychic Oracle Tarot, and this will close out the reading. I don't know. That's just a funny spread to come out, but I don't have to understand what I'm reading. The energies, reading the energies. I don't have to know what the actual situation is about. My job is just to bring you the messages. Right? The card is Temptation, the Devil. So this could be about you run into somebody that from your past. Let me get it clear. Oh, come on. All right. This could be about you running into somebody from your past. Remember, I said the message is coming from the King of Swords because they are the same suit. So, temptation. Let me read. This looks like it's going to be interesting. Through this card, addictions and self-limiting behaviors are being addressed. This is a time when you or someone else in your life may be placing too much emphasis on the material world and its pleasures. Even though we are all born connected to the divine source, we have a tendency to pull away from what was once natural. When we become disconnected from spirit, the source that nurtured us, it's often replaced with a different supply or substitute. In other words, the connection is then forged with food, alcohol, nicotine, codependency to someone, or even work, hence the term workaholic. Many of us spend our lives trying to fill the void that was created when the link to the divine was broken. The temptation card is calling you to take a hard look at your life and ask yourself, where in my life am I suffering from addictive behavior? Is there negative thinking or behavior that's causing the life force to seep out of my soul? Are the people and relationships in my life giving me energy or draining me of it? Learn to embrace your fears and all of your doubts, so that every situation in your life becomes a learning experience. Gaining the knowledge that the physical world teaches you will help you to transcend to a higher spiritual awareness. A choice. That's what it comes down to. So that's what I have for you, Pisces, for June 2024. Interesting. And good luck.